Sayyid Nosair is an Egyptian-born American citizen convicted of his involvement in the 1993 New York City landmarks bombing plot. He had earlier been tried for but acquitted of the infamous 1990 New York City assassination of the radical Jewish Rabbi Meir Kahane, the founder of the Jewish Defense League. In 1994, Nosair was convicted in federal courts of 9 counts, including seditious conspiracy murder in aid of racketeering, attempted murder in aid of racketeering, attempted murder of a U.S. Postal Inspection Service officer, use of a firearm in the commission of murder, and possession of a firearm. But a little bit about Nosair. Nosair was born in 1955 in Port Said, Egypt, immigrated to the United States in 1981, where he became a naturalized citizen in 1988. He worked various jobs in New Jersey and in New York City. Nosair was employed by the city of New York to repair the air conditioning equipment at the Criminal Courts building. This is key because just yesterday I talked about Ahmed Amin Rafai and the key positions some of these sleeper cells had is key to understanding the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and the 2001 terrorist attacks in New York City and Washington, D.C. However, Nosair expressed dislike for American culture and what he perceived to be rampant moral corruption. Nosair became involved with the Al Farouk Mosque in Brooklyn, which supported the Maktab al-Khidmat, which is the Afghan Services Office linked to the 1979 Afghan-Soviet War, which was monitored and funded by the intelligence services, mainly the Pakistan ISI. The purpose of the Maktab al-Khidmat was to raise funds for the Arab Mujahideen, as well as recruitment. Ali Muhammad, a sergeant at Fort Bragg, provided U.S. Army manuals and other assistance to individuals at the Al Farouk Mosque. For Ali Muhammad was loyal to Osama Bin Laden and the Egyptian radical cleric Omar Abdul Rahman from Gamma Islamiyah. Some of the members, including Mahmoud Abalima, Mohammed Salameh, and Nosair, practiced at the Calverton shooting range in Long Island, which was photographed by the FBI in 1992. In 1990, Nosair was accused of assassinating Rabbi Meir Kahane, the founder of the JDL, as I said before, which was held at a catch party at the Manhattan's Marion at the East Side Hotel. Following a skirmish, Nosair was shot by Carlos Acosta as he tried to get away, a police officer for the United States Postal Inspection Service. He was supposed to meet Mahmoud Abalima in a taxi cab because Abalima was a taxi driver, but Abalima was nowhere to be found. Nosair was in another cab. He actually mistook Abalima's cab for another cab, and when he found out Abalima was not driving, he got out and ran away, ran into Carlos Acosta. Acosta drew his pistol and shot Nosair, but Nosair shot him in the shoulder. Nosair was taken to Bellevue at the same time Rabbi Meir Kahane was. Kahane, however, succumbed to his wounds. In 1991, Nosair was acquitted of Kahane's murder, but they convicted him of assault and possession of a legal firearm. He was also convicted of related charges, including shooting Acosta, where he was defended by noted civil rights lawyer William Kunstler, along with 2 other co-counsels, who at first advised him to plead insanity. But when Nosair refused, the defense argued that there was a conspiracy against Nosair, and Kahane might have been killed by one of his followers. Kunstler saw the composition of the jury, which he described as being made up of third world people and people who were not yuppies or establishment types, which was crucial to the verdict, as they saw a persecution of Arabs during that time. The judge in the trial, Justice Alvin Schlesinger, said that the jury's acquittal of Nosair on the murder charge was, quote, against the overwhelming weight of evidence and was devoid of common sense and logic, end quote. On January 29, 1992, Nosair was sentenced to 7.5 to 22 years in prison, the maximum allowed. However, Nosair, while he was serving state time in prison, was also convicted as being part of a federal trial along with the blind Sheikh Omar Abdel Rahman. Omar Abdel Rahman, as well as 8 others, were both everyone was convicted and received life sentences without the possibility of parole for their involvement in a terrorist conspiracy, in which Nosair's case got life plus 15 years. It was ruled that Kahane's death was part of the total seditious conspiracy, according to Kunstler. Nosair was convicted of 9 counts, including conspiracy to use explosives against New York City landmarks, along with 8 other charges. This was precipitated by FBI informant Imad Salem, another Egyptian who was close to Omar Abdel Rahman, sometimes acting as a bodyguard. Nosair's relatives obtained funds from Osama Bin Laden to pay for Nosair's defense. According to a New York Daily News article dated October 9th, 2002, quote, Osama Bin Laden helped pay for the legal defense of the man who shot militant Jewish leader Meir Kahane in a Midtown hotel in 1990, officials revealed. The FBI had never heard of Bin Laden at the time, and the New York police were saying Kahane's killing of Sayyid Nosair was the work of a lone gunman with no affiliation to terrorist groups. The revelation surfaced in a report by Eleanor Hill, the director of the Senate Intelligence Committee that investigated the pre-September 11th intelligence failures by government agencies. During the trial, the FBI learned that one of the relatives of Nosair traveled to Saudi Arabia to obtain money to pay for Nosair's defense, Eleanor Hill wrote. Quote, he received funds from a wealthy Saudi, Osama Bin Laden, end quote. In regards to Sayyid Nosair, you'll have a better, clearer understanding about Arab criminality and Islamic terrorism, as both are simultaneously in conjunction with one another. Many Sunni scholars will condemn the religious teachings of Osama bin Laden, Omar Abdel Rahman, Dr. Ayman al-Zawahiri, and their followers like Sayyid Nosair, Ali Muhammad, Muhammad Atta, and others, many others. And these people are basically not religious figures, but apolitical terrorists who are sending a message to the foreign policy of the United States of America in regards to Saudi Arabia and Israel. And the truth movement will have to get a better understanding of, well, if they want a better understanding of September 11, 2001, they have to work backwards. And you have to come to the understanding that, yes, there are terrorist networks that exist. However, these terrorist networks are also being shadowed by the intelligence apparatus. In regards to the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, Israel, the Israeli Mossad, was monitoring certain suspects. One notable suspect was Mohammed Saleh and Sayyid Nosair. In their apartments were documents that were left by Ali Muhammad, who was a triple agent for the CIA, FBI, and the radical fundamentalists led by Rahman and Bin Laden. And one could say that these intelligence apparatuses could have foreknowledge about these events before they even happened, but they allow these events so they could take advantage of the geopolitical aspects that come immediately after, especially with the 9/11 attacks. We have the fraudulent war on terror that is still ongoing today. Sayyid Nosair currently is serving his time, a life prison sentence at Marion, Illinois. A recent report in August of 2010, the Israeli newspaper The Jerusalem Post referenced the August issue of Playboy, claiming that Nosair had two partners and that the original target was Israeli military figure and future Prime Minister Ariel Sharon. The article stated, quote, he added that on the night he shot Kahane, he was accompanied by two co-conspirators to the Marion Hotel in Manhattan where Kahane was speaking, one of whom was also carrying a gun. The men, Bilal al-Kisi of Jordan, the other, Mohammed al-Salameh, a Palestinian illegal alien who was later involved with the World Trade Center bombing and who rented the Ryder truck under his name, in which the FBI found the axle and arrested Salameh, who went back to get his security deposit and broke the investigation wide open, and subsequently the arrests of Iyad Ismail, Mohammed Mahmoud Abalima, and lastly, Ramzi Youssef.